guys, we're going to have to talk about why crypto has so many scams. And the truth is, we voted for it. You, me, we all voted for it by voting for basically absence of regulations and voting for self-regulation. Now, some of you are saying you don't believe in humanity. You don't believe that we can self-regulate. That's right, folks. I don't believe in humanity, and I don't believe we can self-regulate. When has a large group of humans, like millions of people in modern westernized society, ever been able to self-regulate? That's right, never. Remember the whole Gilded Age and the John Rockefeller days? That dude said we could self-regulate. You know what he ended up doing? He offered kickbacks to drive all his competitors out of business. And when that didn't work, he actually blew up their train tracks and sabotaged their transportation systems. That's what you got with no regulations. And remember the 1920s, let the good times roll, releasing all the regulations on big companies? Yes, we let the good times roll straight into the Great Depression. That's right. Same thing with '08. We rolled back a lot of the regulations and we got the Great Recession. So it's pretty much been proven that humans, especially big corporations and even individuals, cannot self-regulate. And don't deny it. If you had a chance to screw people out of millions of dollars, I bet a good portion of you would do it as well, if you could get away with it. And without regulations, without people watching over our backs, the thing is, crypto, it is very, very easy to get away with that, because you basically have an industry where it's harder to track. You can use mixers. You can't reverse transactions, so it's not like they can just call a bank and be like, hey, reverse that for me. You can't do that. And you're in an industry where a lot of people don't really seem to be all that interested in basically getting money that's stolen back, which obviously is a problem for the industry. And we'll talk about that in another video. So all in all, we voted for it and we should not be surprised. And let's take a stock of why do you think the crypto industry cannot regulate itself? Think about who generally is in the crypto industry. It's a bunch of gamblers that pretend to be investors. Okay, we talk a lot about meme coins. Those are the hottest in the industry. You know what? That is more or less gambling. Yes, I think the odds are better than at a casino, obviously, especially if you've gotten used to the cycle, but it's more or less gambling. You don't really know which one of those meme coins are going to rug pull. It's a little bit better with Doge, Shiba and all that, but especially with the small ones, the Solana ones, you don't really know which ones are going to rug pull at all. And yet they are the hottest performing sector in the entire crypto market, which means people are buying them. And also, people are always shilling high leverage. Why the hell do you think Bybit is targeting so many crypto influencers? Because they know people are obsessed with high leverage. Absolutely obsessed with high leverage. 100x. You know what 100x in crypto is? 100x in an already extremely volatile market is straight up gambling, even worse than meme coins. 1% move either way can easily destroy you in 100x. And a lot of people jump into it without even knowing how 100x leverage works. That is straight up casino gambling. That is literally worse than playing roulette or playing blackjack against the house. Because although it's not guaranteed that you will lose, when you do lose, you lose a lot harder. It's like playing poker, but you're essentially going all in blind every single time when you do 100, 120x leverage on really small coins. Because there is no way you can control if it moves 1% or 1% one way or 1% the other way. And the thing is, that there's manipulators in crypto that watch these moves and they like to liquidate people. And yet you still do this stuff. I mean, not everyone, of course. A lot of people do this stuff, which proves to me and everyone else that crypto is mainly full of crazy gamblers. Now, let's think critically for a moment. What happens when you ask a bunch of degenerate gamblers pretending to be investors to regulate themselves? Now, I'm not saying everyone in the industry like that, but I'm saying 60, 70% at least of the industry is like that. What happens when you ask those people to actually regulate themselves? Yeah, the answer should be pretty evident. It doesn't work. You're going to get more rug pulls than every other industry. When we hear about a big banking breach where money's actually stolen from customers, that happens once every several months, maybe once every year or two, and it's a big deal. What happens in the crypto industry? We hear millions of dollars literally being stolen every other day, and people treat it like it's not a big deal. So, people need to understand that by voting for non-regulations like all of us have, or loose regulations like all of us have, that people asking the CFTC, the SEC, the DOJ, everyone else, and the entire government to step aside, this is exactly what you get. You're seeing humanity at its worst or its finest, whichever way you take it. This is the intrinsic nature of humanity and what it will do if you allow it to do whatever it wants. This is also why generally anarchy, like an anarcho-capitalism or anarchy, really isn't going to work, because it just ends up being whoever is the scammiest and whoever has the biggest guns that eventually rule everything. But in the limited cryptoverse, we like it because it gives us a great chance to get rich. Also, it gives us a great chance to completely get wrecked, obviously, but it's a fun market, and people are wanting a market where there's no red tape and little regulations to actually get in their way. But that's why we have crypto scams. That's why we're always going to have crypto scams, and this is just not going away. It's not really a feature of the system. It's kind of like a necessity of the system because of human nature. And hopefully you understand that we all voted for it. It's a consequence of what we want the industry to be, and there is really no fixing it. And realistically, I don't mind that. I hope you don't mind either. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.